Hey guys, I'm outside right now. I'm walking outside. Feels good. It's a nice day. It's not too hot. I mean, it is a little hot, but it's not like too hot. But I woke up today, and honestly, I feel like I speak like I was thinking about this shit all morning, and I'm like, bro, I feel like I'm speaking a different language, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Of like, you could say something and people just like misinterpret everything you're saying or how you're saying it. And I feel like even though we all speak English, and well, not all of us, but most of us speak English, I feel like, the brain only hears what it wants to hear when it's ready. So, like, if you're saying something that's positive and truthful, you're like, why doesn't my mom understand what I'm saying? Why doesn't my sister understand what I'm saying? I feel like it's because their brain is not ready to hear it. And so the reason why they don't understand it or comprehend what you're saying is because their brain can only process so much. Like, I remember when I would try to talk to my mom or talk to somebody, and it would just be like pulling teeth because they weren't ready to hear what I had to say. And a lot of people, when you're telling the truth or when you're saying the truth, I don't know if this happened to you or if this has happened to you, but when you talk about truthful things or you talk about how you felt or how people made you feel, and they just can't comprehend what you're saying, it's because they're not ready to hear it. Something in their mind, something in their consciousness, something in their consciousness is not ready to hear what you have to say. No matter how many times they say they're ready or they're not, they're just not going to understand where you're coming from. They're always going to either not hear it properly, misconstrue it, take it out of context, so forth, so forth. So I realized, when people don't understand you, it's not really a you thing, because the right people are going to understand where you're coming from. The right people are going to understand, the context that you're saying it in. Even if it's kind of, confusing or whatever, they're going to understand it from a different level, a different standing point. So I feel like, when people try to say all these things about, certain things, not everybody's meant to understand you either. And I feel like that's something that, we weren't really taught, is that we feel like everybody should understand us. We feel like everybody should understand, common sense per se, but not everybody does. And that's okay. You have to understand that if everybody was meant for us, then the whole world would beautifully be connected, but it's not. And so I feel like I'm learning, and I feel like we all need to learn that it's okay to be misunderstood. It's okay for people not to always see the standpoint that you're talking in, because the people that will understand are going to come to you and they're going to get you right away. They're not going to have trouble with the context that you said it in. And they're going to validate you. And they're also going to tell you when they do have opinions and that they do feel like you're wrong. But they're not going to shame you for it. They're not going to make you feel bad for it. They're going to change your perspective in the right way. And so if you've ever experienced that, I would just say, see it for what it is. But take it for a grain of salt, because everybody is different. Everybody has a different perspective. And just because you feel like you're speaking English doesn't mean everybody understands you. And I had to realize that, it is a really crazy thing, because you feel like you're saying things so you feel like you're saying things so simplistically. But what's simple for you might not be simple for somebody else. And you have to realize that. You have to have compassion on them and just move on to the next. But I wouldn't stop what you're doing or stop what you're feeling or change your perspective or change your vibration for anybody else unless you feel that's what you need to do. A lot of people, when they're misunderstood, especially by their friends or family, they try to change themselves for them. And it's like, if you believe in what you believe in, why would you change for anybody? If you really believe in that, stay 10 toes down for that thing. But a lot of people need validation from other people to feel like they belong. And I think that's the problem. It's like, you already do belong, but you have to see that you're worthy of your beliefs, you know? Like, nobody's going to sway you from what you believe in, regardless of if it's your mom, friend, family, sister. It doesn't matter. I think that's the problem with this world. It's like people start to feel devaluated, and then start changing their whole programming for other people, and they get mad and lose themselves. And it's like, bro, like, you got to stand 10 toes down for what you believe in. And I guess that's what, you know, we have to do for God too, our believer, our creator. It's like, people are going to say whatever they feel, but you're going to tell me just because somebody said something and they didn't believe in what you're going to believe in, you're going to stop believing in it? No. Just because they didn't understand the way you said it doesn't mean that you're wrong. It's all an opinion. Opinions are, you know, all valid. I think people are just too sensitive nowadays. Everybody's like really sensitive about their opinions, sensitive about how their approach should be. And sometimes being real is just being raw and authentic, even if it's gonna cause some friction. You know, Jesus wasn't, you know, this person that always said the right things in the sense of how people wanted him to say it. He said it the way he felt. He said it the way he knew. And what did that do? That caused a lot of friction because people wanted him to soften his approach to people please and to ride the wave of everybody else. And he's like, no, I'm saying exactly how I am. This is what I believe. This is what it is. And, you know, that caused a lot of friction and people didn't like that. But he believed in that. So he stood 10 toes down on that. And that's, you know, I give him, you know, I have admiration for that type of behavior because it shows you that you don't always have to be perfect for everybody. He wasn't trying to satisfy everybody. The people that did believe in him were going to understand his context regardless. So just remember that just because everybody doesn't believe in you, just because everybody doesn't understand you, doesn't mean you're saying anything wrong. Just means that you're not around the right people. And sometimes you just gotta wait it out. Be patient. You know, patience is a virtue. And sometimes you feel lost within the patience, but over time, the right people will come over. They will understand you, and they will also change your point of view to sharpen your toolbox if you're around the right people. Because if you're around the wrong people, they're just gonna dull you out. So, yeah.